Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we've reached a small milestone here at the moment. We're over the 500 subscribers. I'd like to thank everyone that has subscribed to the channel. I'm looking to launch the giveaway shortly. I'm still trying to set up the Gleam giveaway links and stuff like that. But if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I'll be doing I think probably $100 giveaway through Gleam hopefully in the next video or two. So make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on that. Also, join my Telegram group. The link should be in the description as well. I'll be talking about crypto stuff in general, and obviously I'll announce when the giveaway is happening in that as well. Today's video is a sponsored video. It's something that obviously the team member reached out to me about, asked me about doing a video. The more research I've done on it, learning about it, the more interested I became in it, and probably now I've converted myself into a user of it based off my own research into the platform. I think it's something really interesting and different elements to it, so make sure you stick around to learn more about it. Project I'm talking about is called Vertek. So I'm just going to quickly on this jump over to the documents, and then I'll come back to the website again throughout, just to kind of build up the links between the different areas of it. So we're on the documents here. Obviously, a brief overview of the platform. Vertek Dex is a community-driven decentralized exchange that supports multi-token and weighted pools, automated portfolio management, liquidity deepening, and Oracle data price sensing on the BINANCE smart chain. It allows for the creation of bespoke crypto indexes of up to 8 tokens while optimizing yield farming and liquidity mining potential with a V-gauge voting system. Now, if you're like me, you're probably thinking to yourself, what? I had to go over the docs a few times, and I'm still going over it, to be honest with you, to try and wrap my head around all the different areas that they have. How can you earn holding the token or using the token and things like that. So there's a number of different ways to actually earn through this entire ecosystem. So we can have liquidity mining and earning the VRTX emissions. Obviously it's pretty much similar enough to what you would do with most liquidity mining kind of platforms. These are the different type of pools then that we'd have to take advantage of from the first way to earn through the Vertek platform. You can see here all the different pools. Now these are created pools in the future, and the plan is to allow users to create their own pool basically. They can do it themselves from what I can make out, but you have to be a bit more on the idea of how to work it through the contract itself and things like that, so much too advanced for me. But as I said, you have the different pools you can get into. It offers a different APR, so you can see here we have an APR on this first one is 1,112%. 6% of that is obviously from swap fees, and the rest is rewarded to the VRTK reward APR. So there is a way to boost this pool up, and as I said, you can get into it if you wanted that, and you will be getting the lower rate. So for example, here there's a rate of 5.8 to 12%. In order to get to 12%, you have to have a boost in place, and this is another unique feature to these lads as well, to try and obviously incentivize people to buy in the token and providing liquidity to it. But also, instead of most platforms just ask you to do it and you get very little return on it, these offer a great way to get a lot of different returns from it. So as I said, this is obviously this section of liquidity mining, and then we're going to jump on to the Vertek Volta in a second, but the two of them are strongly linked to each other and how they actually work. So as I said, the boost in the pools requires us to lock up the VRTK and the BNB LP and receive up to 2.5x boost. And now I'd imagine it will be a certain percentage needed, obviously, to get the higher amounts. Obviously, the more you boost or lock, the higher APRs you'll get. So as I said, that's your basic first way of earning, staking it into whatever one of these, and earn, let it be the smaller percentage, you'll be earning from this. So again, you're earning the min VRTK reward, and then you're earning swap fees as well. We go back again to the earn page again, and we'll jump now into the how are we going to actually boost these up. So this brings us to the next section. As an additional yield farming layer, you can provide liquidity for the main VRT token pairing, the VRTK wrapped BNB, and then lock them for varying time frames, 7 days or up to 365 days in the Vertek Volta. You will receive VE Vertek tokens when you do this. The longer you lock, the more VPT tokens you lock, the more VE VRTK tokens you get. So obviously the VPT tokens, I think, are the LP. You lock that, you will get the VRTK or the VE VRTK token. This gives you governance rights, so again will allow you to vote for different elements of pools, different pools, emissions towards pools and things like that. So it is another way to earn through it, but also it gives you some say in the whole platform and how the bring pools in, because you're wanting to get good strong LP pools, but you also would like, well, me personally, like exposure to the high risk ones, and I think this kind of operation would give you that bit of risk towards it and allows you to vote for it. Obviously allows you to amplify your liquidity mining yield on your favorite pools by up to 2.5x, and also makes you eligible for receiving dividends from swap fees that the Vertek Dex acquires. Again, so look, if we go back to this, you can see here, so once you create an LP of VRTK and BNB, you obviously, different ways of earning it, or different ways of getting it. You lock it into it, you set the amount of days you have locked, and then you get it's pretty much like a receipt token. Make sure you hold this at all times. You don't ever send it somewhere else, because you can never get back this if you lose this or send it to some other place. So make sure you keep that. So once you have that, then what I was mentioned here about being able to vote, so these are different pools that are open to be voting on at the moment. You can see here the tokens that are in the pools. You can vote for whichever one you might want to get. If you happen to create your own one down the line, you can get maybe your community or to vote for it, which I think would be a nice way to get community involved, obviously. And as I said, more and more platforms are kind of approaching it like this, of creating your own pretty much farms and pools, because everyone has a different set of tokens that they want to try and pool together and earn from them. So I think this is really good. So it brings us back then to, again, have earning from it. So once we lock we have our VE Vertek token receipt, it's a certain amount of lock days obviously will give us the boost in the earn section. So we're in here then in the earn section. So obviously if we can boost it to the max out, we open up our APRs, all these, the higher range of this. So you can remember, like, just for example with this one, CZ's favorite pool, which is BNB BUSD, we could potentially get to 78% on this, as again the rewards are broken down. So swap fees is 6.6%, and the max then is obviously the 71% if we are boosted max to it, which would be a decent return on that. Now do remember that obviously that's just one of the ways that having the locking your LP in here, the Vertek and the BNB LP, is going to give you, that's one way that is going to earn for you. So you're boosting your APRs, so that's the one way. You'll also get, as I said, up here was the dividends from swap fees, so you're going to also get a small payment in dividends from the swap fees, and they have a lot of different things that they're building out on the platform that could potentially benefit the holders of this token. So you're being incentivized to obviously lock your BNB into it. For example, they will be bringing out the perpetual trading. If anyone is not familiar with that, it's pretty much, ability to long and short markets and things like that, how they're going. But I would assume in the future, if it's not directly planned at the moment, that will allow users that hold the VE Vertek token, the receipt token, could potentially benefit from fees on that as well. If not direct fees from that, they could also maybe benefit from, incentives, maybe reduce actual transaction fees, trading fees, things like that. Any platform that's able to offer incentives to users to save money, especially like that trading, I think is a good incentive for people basically to get involved. From there, then we're going to quickly jump, obviously, the NFT marketplace. So we'll have to go back to the documents again for this. But yeah, look, there's a lot of different ways to get into to earn on it. The Vertek Volta is probably the key place to get into, I think, first. That'll be my approach. Now I'll make another video, and I'll probably be depositing a small amount into the LP and trying to build out this position a little bit first, and then I'll look more into the actual farms and see what farms can I jump into. But there's another way to earn then, is to create a self-balancing crypto index. Now this is pretty much, as I mentioned here, it's pretty much like an ETF. So it allows you to hold a variety of crypto tokens in their portfolio. You may choose to create your own weighted crypto index fund. Example, here it gives 20% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum, 10% BNB, 40% USDC, pretty much like an ETF. This is one of the key features, I think, of the Balancer version 2 protocol, and they've obviously implemented it, and this is one of the ways why they can reduce transaction fees in their DEX. Most exchanges require you to, if you're trading tokens, require you to jump from hop, basically what it is. You'd often see it on PancakeSwap if you're buying a token. So if you're buying if you're buying this token, the route here gives it BNB to AP token, whatever this is. But the problem with these are, sometimes if you're trading a token, it requires you to go through 3 or 4 different hops, which actually eat up gas on you. That will be one unique feature of the Balancer version 2 and why they're bringing it in. So again, if we look at this here, Balancer version 1, it's pretty much shown that if you wanted to buy an asset here, but then you maybe wanted to do something else here, it required 2 different movements. If you wanted to buy your stable ones here or whatever it is, it required you to hop through each system to get it. Now it's done differently, so you can buy your token and deposit it somewhere all within the one transaction. So obviously it's cutting out on potential 2 or 3 transactions there for that. So that's something to bear in mind, that's what the back end of Vertek is built to use, is the Balancer version 2 protocol, and this is where the crypto ETF comes into play as well. So it's pretty much here, choose your variety of crypto assets, decide how much you want, create a multi-token liquidity pool, get governance approval for it, and obviously get it appeared, then collect liquidity mining rewards while your portfolio rebalances itself. It's a really good feature to have, and I think obviously again it's looking at cutting the costs down for everyone, for users, and also for the person that's providing their ETF or providing their pool of tokens. They're going to be earning from it as well. So the next big thing that I think really interested me, and I'm not sure if they actually have it on their documents here. So we're going to look at, they do have it, commodity trading. So we've kind of went through each of them. I'm not going to spend massive time on each of them because the video becomes too long, but the commodities trading is something that they're going to be doing as well. So from what I can gather, there's not many platforms on the BINANCE network doing this. They've partnered with Collective Finance, a digital commodities DeFi protocol that issues fully backed, over-collateralized digital representation of real-world commodities. Again, over-collateralized, that's what we want to see. We don't want fake numbers and fake information. So They will be hosting their primary liquidity pools on Vertek, which will make Vertek the first and only DEX on BSC to offer commodities trading. So it'll be interesting to see will they offer commodities trading, and obviously with their perpetual trading, will it be a case that they'll be able to long and short commodities as well. Again, really unique and another way to generate revenue, potentially generate revenue for the whole ecosystem, which obviously if you were providing liquidity for the token, the Vertek token and the BNB, you'll obviously could benefit from that as well. Without an intermediary, round the clock, 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This unique value proposition in partnership with Collective Finance is instrumental towards the Vertek vision to become a one-stop, all-encompassing, permissionless trading platform that traders of any skill and level can pretty much use. Now, this is obviously in the early stage, but there's links here to the Collective Finance white paper if you want to check it out, dive a bit deeper into that. So our next section then is pretty much the X-Chain Bridge. Again, Vertek has taken the first step towards cross-chain interoperability and has integrated the Stargate bridging service. I think this is really good, having it into one place, but also being able to cross-chain and interact with different tokens and all that cross-chain. I see too many platforms build out a basic DEX and a farm page, and the way crypto has moved in the last probably year, 6 months to a year, is users need basically access to different chains quickly. I think having the ability to do that through this platform as well will again draw more attention and get more eyes onto it. So we can do simple enough swaps. I think at the moment we could go from any to these. So for Phantom, which I often move from and to, if we decided we wanted to use USDT and we want to bridge it over then to USDC, it's pretty much done there. Obviously you'll receive $99, small fee slippage. The fee is 10 cents from there at the moment. Gas costs obviously low enough as well, so the fees basically are done through, they'll generate some of the rewards I think from the fee. They obviously won't get it all because it's using, I think, Stargate is what they said, the Stargate bridging service. So again, it just makes it that little bit easier for users to kind of call this the Vertek that basically a home base to earn and to jump into different chains and stuff like that. So I think it's again user friendly, especially that isn't it? It's very user friendly, simple and straightforward. And as I said, if you're in farms here, you know what I mean, it's very easy then to kind of jump to other tokens and stuff like that. So they have another, I suppose that's probably the core things of what Vertek are offering from the basic dashboard from an investor's point of view, I suppose, and not like anything else. It'll be interesting to see NFT marketplace when that comes out. So as I said, these are the main features. I haven't touched on all of them. Obviously we have the NFT marketplace. Again, NFTs are, I'm not massive into NFTs myself, but it'll be interesting to see, and again it keeps them users into one place without having to go to different dApps and stuff like that to do what they need to do. But as I said, for anyone that's looking to really get into the Vertek ecosystem, they're probably their best approach, again, not financial advice, is to jump into this, the Vertek Volta. This is the main one really to kind of give you a good increase your earning basically. Obviously having this token is going to have a lot of rewards down the line from the ecosystem. So obviously we have our voting power, like I mentioned, vote for your favourite pools, the time we vote is on each epoch, voting rules, it's I think it's a really good way of doing it. So again, incentivize people to lock in BNB up and the BNB and the Vertek token for, that'll be the year, and obviously increasing your rewards. But also that token not only increases your rewards, you're still going to be earning fees from the platform as well. So I think that's great. Another thing to basically remember here is by holding this token, you could potentially get what it's called. It's bribes, basically. Get rewards for voting through bribes. So it brings us back here to this section. You may be rewarded. So if a protocol decided they wanted to use the Vertek platform and offered, let's say, these two tokens here, A share BUSD, and they wanted this to get voted in, they could potentially offer basically a bribe to people to vote for it. So I don't know what the bribe could be. It could be a boost to it for them, or it could be an incentive, maybe extra BUSD or something like that. There's a lot of different options for that, but as I said, it's a way for protocols to incentivize people to vote for theirs, as opposed to maybe voting for something that, you know, maybe I created, for example. But it's another way to earn from it. So if we kind of quickly recap it, you could earn from by being in the Vertek Volta, you can earn from the voting potentially for bribes. You'll earn fees up to, I think it's 50% of all DEX fees are sent to all token holders. You'll obviously earn from holding the token and having it in here. There's a small percentage, so I think I read that it was 60% of the emissions are going towards people that hold this. So again, the VE Vertek thing token. So, you know, there's a lot of ways to basically earn, and for me personally, that's the road I want to go. I want to make sure that if I'm in a ecosystem platform or whatever, I want to have multiple ways to earn, and I think this is one of them features anyway. Yeah, so look, that's pretty much it for a general overview of it. Now I'm going to follow this up with another video in hopefully in maybe a couple of days. I'll be discussing a bit more about it again, because I think there's a lot of elements, areas to cover here. I would be looking at more from, say, like the technology side of things, maybe of a bit more looking at the balance of version 2 technology that's being used, seeing what way this is built from the back end kind of. Again, I probably won't do it enough justice by talking too much about the tech side of it, but I'll try and explain a little bit more about it and try and follow it up a bit more about it. So yeah, look, we leave it there for today. I'll leave the links in the description. Make sure you jump on board if you're looking to get involved in it. Ask lots of questions, join your Discord, things like that. You know, ask a lot of questions, and we'll leave it there. So thanks very much for taking the time, and I hope everyone has a great day. Thank you. Bye.